Welcome to another episode of Naval Nightmares. I'm your narrator, and today we're diving into a story that's as funny as it is infuriating. Imagine being on a Navy ship where every day is a battle for hot water in the shower, but with an unexpected twist. Are you ready? Let's dive right in. It was early morning aboard the USS Valor, a massive naval vessel patrolling the vast blue ocean. The crew had just woken up to start another hectic day at sea. But as soon as the first wave of sailors stumbled into the showers, chaos erupted. Private Jones, fresh-faced and still groggy from his night's sleep, stepped into the communal shower area only to find that the hot water heater couldn't keep up with the rush of early risers. Jones was frustrated. He had been up since dawn for morning drills, and now he couldn't even enjoy a proper shower before heading back to work. Fed up with the situation, Jones decided it was time to make his complaint official. So, he reported the issue to his supervisor, Private Smith, who in turn took it to their division officer. As word spread throughout the ship's quarters, everyone began to notice that their morning showers were turning cold before they could finish lathering up. This wasn't just a minor inconvenience, it was a morale killer for an already exhausted crew. So, Private Jones and his buddy Smith decided to take their complaint directly to the source, DCC, Damage Control Center, where all technical issues on board are handled. The scene in DCC that morning was chaotic yet calm. Technicians were busy monitoring systems and responding to alerts from various parts of the ship. In walked Private Jones, followed closely by his buddy Smith, both looking like they had just come out of a cold shower themselves. Water Control Specialist Yang was stationed at her console, eyes glued to screens displaying real-time data about water usage across the vessel. She took one look at the two young sailors and sighed inwardly. "What can I do for you today?" she asked in a tone that suggested patience but also weariness from handling countless similar complaints. Private Jones stepped forward, puffing out his chest as if he were about to give an important speech. "Ma'am," he began, voice trembling slightly with the weight of his grievance. "The hot water heater in our division isn't keeping up during morning showers. Can we get a new one?" Eng's face remained stoic, but her eyes softened ever so slightly, recognizing the frustration behind his words. She glanced over at Water Control Specialist Joe, who was manning the data terminals showing fresh water production rates and usage statistics. "Does it go completely cold?" Yang asked Jones, already knowing the answer based on the numbers flashing before her eyes. "No, but," Private Smith interjected before Jones could reply, "it gets really cold. We should have a bigger heater so we can all take longer showers without worrying about running out of hot water." Ian nodded thoughtfully, then looked over at Joe again. "Showers should be limited to 5 minutes, she said firmly, addressing both sailors directly. This was the straw that broke the camel's back for Private Smith. "But in port, we can take long, relaxing showers," he argued, almost pleadingly. He turned to Eng with wide, hopeful eyes. "Can't we just make an exception?" Eng's expression didn't change, but her voice softened slightly as she replied. "Sir, you understand why I denied his request, don't you? We have limited resources out here, and every drop of fresh water counts." She then looked over at Smith's supervisor, the division officer who had accompanied them. "LPO, maybe remind your guys that long showers should be saved for when we're in port." With a heavy heart and red face, Private Smith nodded and quietly left with his division officer trailing behind him. As they walked out of DCC, Private Jones looked back at Eng one last time before following suit. He couldn't help but feel like something was lost, maybe even a little hope. Back inside DCC, the atmosphere shifted from tense to outright laughter as soon as the door closed behind them. The technicians let out collective sighs and shook their heads in amusement. "You should have seen their faces," one of them said, wiping away tears of mirth. Eng's supervisor saw the exchange and immediately drafted an email addressed to mid-tier leadership about water conservation measures. She didn't provide any details, but made it clear that certain complaints would no longer be entertained. Days turned into weeks aboard USS Valor as life on board continued without major incident. The crew adapted, learning to wake up earlier for hot showers or making do with shorter ones. Everyone eagerly awaited the rumors of what exactly had prompted such a stern reminder about water conservation from upper command. And so, in the midst of daily routine and technical challenges, This little episode served as a reminder that even on ships patrolling vast oceans, resources are finite. It's not just about managing hardware, it's also about managing expectations and understanding the broader context of life at sea. Well, folks, that's today's tale from USS Valor. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the daily struggles and triumphs aboard a Navy vessel. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. If you enjoyed this story, please like and share it with others who might be interested in stories from the high seas. If you have any thoughts or questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. See you next time. Navy US Valor, Persimmons Life, Water Conservation, Daily Struggle SATSI, Persimmons Life, Persimmons Life, not Imstardi, Perwin Stardi, 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 Yum Stardi, Yum Stardi, Yum Stardi, Yum Stardi, Yum Stardi, Perwin Stardi.